Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It's a real pleasure and an honor to present today this final part of the international competition, the Hackathon, Cbcg Hackathon, promoted, funded and organized by the Central Bank of Montenegro, by the ICT Cortex cluster, IT cluster, and the Association of Montenegrin Banks. This is a traditional second hackathon, so please an applause to all the organizers. Now, as you might understand, the situation is quite tense. The teams might be very anxious, very worried, and this is the reason why I'm here as a psychologist. Yes, of course, it's normal. So, if you are worried, if you're anxious, now I'm talking to the teams, if you're anxious, I want to inform you that you have all the reasons to be afraid. Please be afraid, because today your performance will be evaluated by one of the most scariest juries ever in the world. Please consider they're very dangerous, and I'll go one by one. Take a big, deep breath. There is this mythic land of the Golden Fleece. You know the story of the Golden Fleece, Jason and the Golden Fleece and the Argonauts? No, not on PlayStation 5. It's an ancient story. And from this ancient land of the Golden Fleece, we have one of the keepers of today's keepers of the Golden Fleece inside the vault of their central bank. His name is Papuna Lejava, and he is the member of the board of the National Bank of Georgia, a vice governor. Please, an applause for him. This one is a magician of cybersecurity and bank IT operations, initialized in secret arts of torturing the hackathon contestants at the University of Montenegro and Debrecen in Hungary. He works for the only bank to whom I've never succeeded to sell any of my services or software. Ladies and gentlemen, Zarya Milic, Director of IT Operations, Cybersecurity and Business Continuity Management of Adico Bank. From the cloudy city of Brussels, where she secretly officiates the rights of account management, working with other superheroes of EU finance, ladies and gentlemen, Director of Account Management, MasterCard, Olga Dedovic. Oh, from the mythical land of Montenegrin North, from the hidden kingdom of Rovca and Moracha, the Knight of Advanced IT CEO of Data Design, Mr. Branimir Bukilic. And last, but absolutely not the least, the legend says she's been spotted on the window of the central bank, but just once. They say she lives in the vault of the central bank, where allegedly some of the skeletons of the last year's participants of this hackathon were found. Ladies and gentlemen, member of the board of the Central Bank of Montenegro, Vice Governor Zorica Kalezic. So now you know, so now you're aware of the risk. Okay, on the other hand, this is, let's say, we've presented the dark side, now let's present the bright side. You had all those people who were supporting you during this process, who were helping you, like your Yodas, may the force be with you and all that stuff. And I will now read their names. They are the mentors who were there supporting you during these 2 days. From the general banking environment sector, Mr. Srđa Šaković, Maja Kandić, Milica Vasiljević, Anja Đurović, and Daniela Vukoslavović. Please. Thank you very much. Marketing experts, you might need them. Nataša Šćepanović, Nemanja Đurašković, Eva Ivanović, Vanja Kosović, and Marija Drašković. And now, the IT Jedis. Mirko Mijušković, Jovan Radnić, Anđela Sekulić, Marko Bejat, and Darinka Vučinić. I hope nobody is forgotten. And from the central bank, the regulation aspect, Božo Cvetkovski, Ivan Simonović, Nevena Sekulić, Andrija Jovović, and Valentina Bulatović. Ladies and gentlemen, you will have these 5 minutes full of anxiety to present your ideas. And after that, the jury will have 5 minutes to ask questions. I will have this device here to ensure that this time is fully respected. Are you ready? Are you ready? Yes. Okay. Okay, the question needs answers. First group that is going to present is called, the title of their project is Multisign. They are Miodrag Vujković, Batrić Krvavac, and Sreten Mačgalj. Please come on the stage.
Albania, but he was working remotely with us.
Please take your time. You have only 5 minutes.
Thank you. Hello, everybody. We are Multisign team. You know how painful it is to open a relationship with the business bank. Administratively, it can take 20 to 30 minutes because regulation asks you to take a lot of data, and you have to provide all these evidences and everything. It's a process that can really make you cry. But that's not the biggest problem. The biggest problem is you want to open a relationship with the second bank, you have to do it all over again. And then with the third bank, all over again. So it's a repetitive process. Also, this process is currently mostly paper-based, so the bank has to scan or copy your ID card, then have to scan this, provide this to all the branches so they can identify you. So it can be a really messy process. So can we make it a bit better, at least a bit better, for the customer and also for the bank? So what can be a solution? A private, secure, and easy solution to share know your customer data. Client would do the know your customer procedure only once, only with the first bank that he opens the account with or starts a relationship with, and then he can share this data very easily with the second, third, or any other bank. How can we do that? We will use, I don't know if you know, but in Montenegro in the next 2 years, everybody will be issued electronic ID card which has electronic certificates, cryptographic certificates for identification and also for signing documents. We can use this infrastructure to identify clients and also to sign the documents cryptographically and to encrypt them so they can be safe and secure. And also we can use this infrastructure to make this data private, so the client can control who he wants to share data with and when he does want to do that. Data is always encrypted and always is encrypted on the client's device. So it never leaves the client's device without encryption. So how would the onboarding process start? Currently, there is a new law on AML in procedure in Montenegro which requires video identification, visual identification of the client. So that would be the first step in our app. The client would upload the photo of the ID document, and then the video stream will start where the client will show his face and the AI algorithm would compare faces from the ID card and the face from the video stream with 68 points, which is extracted by the AI algorithm. Then we calculate the Euclidean distance and make some kind of a threshold and calculate the similarity of the faces. If the client passes this test, he then goes to another test, then he enters his ID card to identify himself electronically. in the next phases, he would not have to use the picture of the ID card anymore because he's already identified. He can use the electronic signature, electronic certificate to identify himself second, third, and every other time. So this would be the first step in the onboarding process. You click register, you choose the ID card picture, and then this picture from the ID card is compared to my face on the video stream, and if everything is okay, when I check ID, the algorithm will compare it. It looks it's me, so I can continue, and then I get to the next level to data. But how would data sharing work? When we actually get to the data, when we encrypt the data, we will send it to the private blockchain as encrypted data. Why private blockchain? Because public blockchains are accessible by everyone. So we want to make a private blockchain where the nodes will be owned by the banks only, insurance companies, whoever is in the system. So we will have only privately owned blockchain data. Why blockchain at all? Because this would be a system which would be owned by the several institutions. So we need to have some kind of a distributed system to avoid these management issues. If we have a centralized database, who will manage this, who will write data to it, who will administrate it and stuff like that. So the distributed systems are much better in this sense. And also because you can never delete anything from the blockchain. It's like Las Vegas. They say what happens in Vegas stays in Vegas. It's also on blockchain. What happens on chain stays on chain forever. So we will have an audit trail. Nothing will be deleted ever. So we can see what happened during this time. So as I said, data will be encrypted all the time. Encryption will happen on the client's device, and only encrypted data will be stored on the blockchain. So how this would work? You see, if you already encrypted data, I inserted my crypto token, I decrypted the data.
What happens on this stage ends right now.
Okay.
Okay. Wait a minute. Questions? Don't go. Okay. Okay. Now you will see the funny part. Ladies and gentlemen, 5 minutes for the jury to ask questions right now.
For the face recognition, the platform is TensorFlow.js. The algorithm is MobileNet V1. It's a customized mobile V1. We're using this single-shot multi-box detector that can detect multiple faces, but we just need one. But this is the proven algorithm. So
it's the third-party solution.
Yes, it's a third-party. It's open source algorithm. We can use it whenever you want. Yeah.
Yes, one part I want to clarify is when the client opens an account in the bank, do you pull this data during that process, or does he have to register separately at DocuSign?
We pull the data with the first bank that he registers with, and during this first registration with the first bank, we collect the data and store it on the blockchain. For the second bank, he just needs to provide his ID card, put it in the reader, and we will recognize which block to download and to decrypt using the certificate.
Quick follow-up, we are limiting time. So how do you get the banks to cooperate? Because some larger banks may not be willing to share the data.
Well, we were hoping for the bottom-up process, that this would be requested by the clients because it's easy for them and it's also private and secure for them. So they will have like a bottom-up pressure from the market to introduce a solution like this. That's our plan. But we will also, since there are not so many banks in Montenegro, we can negotiate with every one of them. So it shouldn't be a hard process.
Hi, great presentation. So, as someone who is very enthusiastic about blockchain technology, I'm wondering, did you investigate a bit about legal or regulatory basis to implement private blockchain among few different institutions, as you mentioned? Thank you.
Yes, we did. Currently, it's a kind of a limbo. We don't have any kind of regulation concerning blockchain, but we can treat it as a database as any other because this would be owned by the banks. So it might not even be treated as an externalization by the banking law. So it might happen that this would be like on-premise implemented software, which would be owned by several banks that are in the system, basically. That would be like that. We would use industry-proven solution, Hyperledger Fabric, which is more or less a standard in this permission blockchain space, so that's what we investigated until now.
Wow.
the main quality of your idea? So, practicality, security, applicability?
I think the main quality is privacy here, because we want to make a bank customer decide in 100% of cases when he wants and which data set he wants to share with which bank. So we want to be also GDPR compliant, so you can revoke your data set if you don't want this bank to use it anymore. So the main quality would be privacy, let's say like that.
Thank you.
Other further questions? No? Okay. Well, thank you very much, multi-sign team, and hope for the best. Okay, now the second team has this strange name, so I investigated a bit. It's one of the gods of the ancient era. This god, very powerful, is named Marduk. Please come on the stage. Sasha Ščekić, Matija Ratković, and Filip Dragović. Okay, are you ready? Welcome to the stage. Okay. Okay, so take your time. It's just 5 minutes. 1, 2, 3.
When we have presentation, of course. Hello, we are Marduk. We are a digital sales and onboarding platform for regulated industries. If you're a bank, you're facing with high cost and missed opportunities when it comes to the digital and online sales. On the other side, there's a poor experience and unnecessary cost for the customers. There's a shorter time to market. Marduk is designed to deliver shorter time to market for digital products, reduce technical and financial burden, lower customer acquisition costs, and most importantly, manage the compliance and security risks in cooperation with regulators. Marduk is designed to be the Amazon for regulated industries, a marketplace that brings customers and businesses. Sasha will tell you now a little bit more about the businesses and what they can do.
Hello. Hello, Scary Jiri. From the business's perspective, we designed a web tool which enables businesses to design product approval workflows with basically no-code design, to reuse components which we've delivered, and some of these components ensure compliance and security of the solution, mainly related to KYC and document signing with qualified electronic signatures. It also enables modules for the onboarding process of the customers. For example, if you bought an account and a digital card, that card can be digitalized in your Apple or Google Wallet. From the customer perspective, we built an app, so I will play you a video to see how the app works. It's in the right side of the screen. So basically the customer downloads the app, logs in, and then he can browse the products of the companies. He can apply for a specific product, go through the approval steps, submit the necessary data, perform the identification, and finally sign the contracts. So please check on the right side. So you see he's browsing. Selects the process for the new account, enters necessary data, and goes through the identity verification process, which includes first OCR scanning of the card to read the MZR zone, then chip data, RFID reading the chip data and comparing the data between the scan and them. Then finally, Face ID with liveliness recognition, liveliness verification, comparing all that data. Now it presents the data to the customer along with the result. This customer is successfully verified. So once the customer browses everything, he can move next to the final process where he can sign the contract. Our idea is that for the beginning we can sign contracts with the telecoms trust service provider, since it's the only solution currently available on the market that can be integrated with this product. Customer experience is very important for us. We believe that this is why we need to start with mobile apps. since most of the customers are mobile first, in Montenegro more than 65% of them are mobile customers. So this is why it needs to be a mobile app, it needs to be simple to use, as you've seen in the previous slide. The onboarding, you can see on this short video also how the onboarding works, also a simple solution. So he just downloads the app, enters his mobile number, and then he will receive the SMS code to enter in the app. In most situations, platform will recognize automatically this SMS code and onboard the customer. You'll see here now, Google is doing his own, if you're a robot, captcha checks, and then he logs in the customer. Now he can browse. So this is this experience of the frictionless onboarding. In terms of the architecture, for the fast first deployment of our proof of concept, we based this on a rather monolithic approach where the Firebase is a core component in the background, providing all the necessary services for authentication, cloud functions, Firestore for the data, for the real-time database, and this kind of stuff. We have APIs which we utilize from third party for the Face IP API, and we also plan to integrate with Telecom. We started already discussion with them. So on the front end for the customers, we are using cross-platform tool, Firebase, which enable us to develop both mobile and web apps for the customer. On the long run and for the minimal viable product, we plan this a little bit more complex architecture, which is microservices based, which will ensure the scalability and the possibility to sell this solution all around with much bigger customer numbers. It includes, again, Firebase, API gateway to connect to all the microservices.
Stop.
And so on.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Now you're... It was 5 minutes. Exactly 5 minutes. Okay. No complaints. Okay. Now we have 5 minutes for the jury. 1, 2, 3.
Okay. Tell me more about your business case of this idea when it comes to market size, etc.
Okay.
So when it comes to the business case, our plan is Western Balkans, but we plan to start from Montenegro. In Montenegro, there's more than 500,000 digital users, and our analysis has brought us to roughly more than 100,000 e-banking users. There's also users from insurance, there's users for telco, other like notaries. There's a lot of use cases for us. Our platform is going to be free of charge for end users, the customers, on one side. On the other side, we plan our revenue with businesses that will use our app. And the revenue is planned to be subscription-based and transaction-based, as well as some consultancy costs, because we are aware that there will be some customizations that potential users will ask us to do.
Hello. Are you using some of third-party solution for the OCR and the face recognition?
Sure. So, we are using a third-party solution of a company called Regula. They are regularly used around Europe. For example, German police and some other bigger state and private companies are using their solution. They have both this OCR and this reading of this machine-readable zone on the back of the card, and then reading the RFID chip, all the data, and then we compare this data, and they are providing the Face API, which can be used in cloud on their premises, or because of the privacy policies, we can deploy it in Montenegro and use it on the servers which are in Montenegro and owned by the company.
Is there any costs for third-party solutions?
So sure thing. All third-party costs have all third parties have some
all
costs.
Calculated.
Yes, sure. So we are thinking about it, but they are open. We discussed with them. They are open for models for smaller markets, because we are starting small. We need to first generate revenue in order to have some larger costs. So basically, they are open for this cost sharing.
You want to share with us one scan or one face recognition, how much it costs?
So again, they are creating, they don't have a per one, but they are creating buckets. So the minimal bucket for them, there can be two approaches. They have transaction-based or fixed price for a yearly license. So you can select what works better for you. On the transaction-based, it depends. We started from €2, but we are now discussing about €1 cost for the whole process. So Face ID, scanning, and all this kind of stuff. I don't know where this will end, and once it ends, it will be confidential, so I will not be able to talk about it.
Quick question. I like the comparison to Amazon for the regulated business. But Amazon started with one product. It was the books. What would be the core product in your case?
Probably starting with banking. So banking, I worked in the bank for 14 years. I know how pain points we have in terms of onboarding our customers to digital world. And now this is growing from the pandemic area. So we have more and more customers in Montenegro. Now, Matija mentioned about 100,000 customers are using e-banking in Montenegro. But we can't sell accounts and we can't sell loans online, full end-to-end. This platform will enable this to all banks in Montenegro to start selling these things fully. We can do deposits, we can do the transactions, but account opening and loans, this end-to-end requires identification and requires qualified electronic signature. So that will probably be the first thing we focus on, banking.
I have one question. It's related to security. So I didn't get, in your presentation, I get a bit of the monolith landscape, which is quite cool for me, but can you give in 20 seconds about security and encryption and other ways of protection of data on your platform?
Sure thing. So, when we talk about security, I can't talk too much about it because this information is confidential. But anyhow, we do an encryption. We do AS256 encryption, multi-layered security approach on all the defense in depth.
They say they are secure. Okay, thanks, guys. Okay. Now, one of the most creative names ever, the spectacular, outrageous team named KYC Platform. Angela Vlahovic, Lolita Mihajlova, Nikola Lešić, and Ivana Čorović-Delić. Are you ready?
No.
Who's going to present? Yes, I think you can. Okay. Ready? 1, 2, 3, now.
Hello, let me present you KYC Platform. KYC is an ongoing process, and we want to track users' behavior, transactions. The problem we identified and we are trying to solve, although our presentation doesn't work again, is scarce application of AI-powered automated solutions for AML transaction screening in real time. There are so many transactions happening, and AML officers don't have time to track them all. There are softwares that are doing this, but they are heuristic and rule-based, and we want AI to do this. We want to improve efficiency. We used TensorFlow to build a test model, and it was 90% accurate. And imagine a real model, it would have 10 years of bank data to learn from. How our solution is envisioned. So as soon as the transaction hits the bank core system, it's sent to our system, it's paused, and we have to check it. If we say it's okay, then it's executed. If our system thinks it's suspicious, AML officer is alarmed, and then I have to take further steps to investigate it. If they think it's okay, it's executed, but if they definitely think it's suspicious, then it is reported to the authorities, and everything is logged in the system, of course. And there is a third option. If they think it is somewhat suspicious, but it can be executed, they can keep it for internal monitoring that can later on be reported from the system to the central bank. Apart from AI, we have also rules in the system and adjustable threshold values that the AML officer can adjust themselves, and we also contact the international blacklist.
So, as well as the architecture of the platform, we designed the whole platform using direct feedback from well-experienced AML officers. So we can make the whole platform very useful for them. Here on the following slides you can see the dedicated dashboards for the clients of the bank, so and as well as the each client on their own. So we have a couple of nice features here which can be listed as the transactions of the client, revisions of the client, for example, when their risk category was changed and the reason for that. We have the dashboard for transactions, which is very similar to the client's dashboard, and also for the transaction on its own. Here, the officer can change the flag of the transaction status and who is assigned to. We also have the analytics dashboard, where we have a nice overview of all the information that our platform gathers.
The two most important benefits of our platform is that it's innovative, as our screening tool is customizable, it works in real time, and it's trained on customers' data, as well as it is applicable because we do not violate any existing loans, because AML officers, they already have access to this kind of information and data. And for who our platform makes work easier for, first of all, local banks in Montenegro, then reporting entities such as post offices and other financial and credit institutions, and international end customers such as foreign banks and other foreign financial and credit institutions.
Now let's dive into more details regarding the main project stages. The main project stages involves the following one: system design, development, market launch, and further extension. Something that should be highlighted is related to the fact that our product would be based and would be primarily implemented and launched and of course offered to the local banks of Montenegro, and after that of course to additional players from the Montenegrin banking system and financial institutions. In order to be more precise, we have to define these categories of entities. They involve reporting entities, and they are defined by the law on the anti-money laundering and terrorist financing. Of course, that Montenegrin guidelines related to risk analysis and risk factors are in compliance with the European Union guidelines, meaning that our product has a high potential and can be launched on the international market. Thanks.
The jury should consider that they had more than 2 seconds more than approved. Okay. Okay, and now we will have the question time. We will reset this. Just a moment. Okay. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello. Can you give me a little bit more explanation about using these external databases you mentioned in the material kaggle.com? K-A-G-G.
Kaggle, it's just a platform with open source data sets we used to train our model. It was anonymized and normalized, so all the values were anonymized and normalized, and even with those values, the model, like the AI model, performed well. It performed with 90% accuracy. This would be hopefully much better with the real bank data set, where we would actually know what the columns are, and we can't tell you the number for sure because we couldn't get our hands on a real data set because banks have to follow the laws. But if the bank would be interested in something like this, we could train it on the real data set and see how it goes and adjust the model, use the right activation functions, the right size of the neural network, and see what performs best.
Okay, thank you.
So you just succeeded that one of the most boring topics and important on the other side in the bank, you make to look so interesting. So thank you for that, and I'm amazed that that was done by such a young team. So congratulations from my side. I have a question, if I understood properly. You also have one module where the experienced IML officers will do a feedback on the application. Am I right?
No, we worked with them during this short time. We worked with 2 of them, and they gave us advice on what they would like to see in a platform like this.
I'm referring on the moment when your platform is in production. So you have a dashboard with some comments, or did I get it wrong?
Yes, we will have, like every time they decide that the transaction is really suspicious, they have to write like the explanation and then send the report. But like everything they do will be logged on there, and then the model can use that information again to learn.
And that, of course, that will be visible only for their instance of the
Yes.
module. Okay.
They have to log in, and we'll have different roles, and the permissions will depend on these roles as well. This will be translated from the real world.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, one question from my side. You said that local banks will be the let's say, market of your product. How do you see, for example, you to sell outside of the Montenegro, of course, with the adjustment with the local regulations in the neighbor countries?
Once we have like these models for the local banks, we will have numbers, the precise numbers of how accurate our models are, and we will have a better sales pitch for them. We will have some kind of credibility because we already have banks as clients that trust us, and the software that they're using, they're probably using it because it's working. So we could use this in our advantage. And as Angela mentioned, the regulations, the guidelines that Montenegro follows for risk factors is in sync with the EU laws. So this is why it could be applicable outside.
Thank you.
I would just have a comment in general how far the IML CFT framework came in Montenegro since 2018, which was fully compliance-based, and then we went to risk-based, and today we have such a young team who is performing and developing idea that can be really of a benefit to local banks and hopefully even be of use to wider markets. Thank you.
Thank you so much, and thank you to our mentors and AML officers who helped us.
Okay, it's been a while. Yes, I am young, but it's been a while that I'm around in this startups environment and IT hackathons. But it's for the first time now, I've seen a family startup. This is a family startup. The name of the idea is KYC Link, and they are Radunovic, Marina, Ivana, and Ivan. Please come on stage. But the jury should consider that they are supported. They brought with them, they are Master Jedi, Baby Yoda, whose name is? Matea. Matea in pink. You can see her on that part of the stage. May the force be with you. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1.
Hello everyone, I'm Ivan, and today Hello everyone, I'm Ivan, and today I'm going to present KYC Link. So what's the problem? Requiring physical presence of a client inside a bank branch. So every bank in the country requires that. It's not only in Montenegro, it's everywhere in Western Balkans, and we need to change that. What's the solution? Solution is remotely identifying clients and securely obtaining clients' input with KYC Link. How we are doing that? So for every new client,
KYC link is delivered via email, Viber, or SMS. KYC procedure is completed remotely using our forms. In the backend, when user uploads files and completes input, our AI verifies uploaded documents. In the background, we also do the checks of the documents to see that national ID documents are actually valid and that the person is existing. And at the end, we send a response to the bank. So that's the part regarding verifying clients. That's not the only thing that the application is doing. It's also allowing banks and other institutions to issue actions to the clients. So when we have identity of a client, bank employee can send any action to that client. Actions could be like signing new contracts, submitting source of income proofs, adding beneficiaries to their accounts, or any other activity that would require physical presence inside the bank branch. So we are using same logic as for KYC verification. We are delivering a link to the client. So how they work? User receives a link, same thing as with verification. He provides input, and then at the bottom of the form we require two-factor authentication code to be inserted, which means that client received code and he complies and agrees and signs that action. Then bank receives report and they can export that into PDF. This is extremely important because bank employees can show to internal control or central bank control why they approved certain payment or released certain funds. They have a log of activities. What are the benefits? So everyone knows that bank employees are like spending 40% of time typing contracts and retyping stuff, and their time is really expensive. It would be much wiser to use that time on sales process and increasing sales and lifetime value of a client. So our solution will bring higher LTV, also more clients, because they are now no more limited to clients from Montenegro or clients from Serbia. They can sell their services Europe-wide or to abroad countries and people from the internet. So some of the facts: really simple integration, friendly UI, no installation, it's browser-based, works on any device. Regarding security, entire data is encrypted, ISO standards are deployed, Google GCP platform, and we use Cloudflare as DDoS protection. This is architecture. About market, it's banking, trading, government, and private. We'll use this to deploy like final application and to start with Western Balkan banks and other institutions. And we are certain that in 3 months' time we will be like positive. This is the team. Marina is in sales, Ivana is in banking for 10 years, and I am senior software architect with over 12 years of experience with a background in cybersecurity.
Thank you.
I am authenticated as a bank employee, and on main page I can see important metrics. Number of new clients, number of new actions, new clients per day, percentage of clients which passed KYC check and client offers accepted. In left sidebar I can see resources. Let's visit clients. On this page I can see only my clients, their details and KYC check status. From here I can manually create new client, or my CRM can automatically send request to KYC Link API. Client receives a link to KYC form. Here he can choose document type, upload files, and information bank requested. Everything can be customized to a certain bank. When form is submitted, our system passes files to Google Cloud Vision AI and confirms validity.
Thank you. Okay. Now it's 5 minutes for the jury to shoot.
How do you identify on the initial stage that a person is filling the information for himself and not for somebody else?
So right now at this stage we use Google Vision AI. So that's their models, and we use their OCR character recognition. It's the idea to, when we verify identity and extract and compare those images and national ID numbers, to do a request to GCB network. That's Montenegrin government network, and they can provide, like, are documents valid and is identity actually real? So that's for Montenegro.
Hello. I haven't seen mobile application. You haven't planned it, or?
I think that clients actually don't like to install new mobile applications on their devices. So we send a link which is more responsive. So it opens well on any device, and they can do recognition inside their mobile browser. So no need for application or downloads, anything.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, this solution is in line with the draft law on AML CFT, which is in preparation, at least in its working version. However, there is a potential obstacle regarding the market, because so far we only count on Montenegrin market and the markets with whom we have signed MOUs. So in that aspect, of course, you wouldn't know that because we are on the other side, but what would be your, I would say, market strategy and in general business strategy to come to Western Balkan, to other countries within the Western Balkan region?
So first Montenegro, of course, we have the laws in preparation here. After that, we would hit all the countries in region because they don't have open systems for AI verification of users. So we have Serbia, Albania, Kosovo, Bosnia, and they don't have those kind of systems. We have some separate startups, but they're covering only certain market. And after we prove our solution here in Montenegro, we would negotiate with centrals of banks here, because they're all regional banks here almost. So that would be a good starting point.
Is that it? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Good luck. Okay, and now, last but not the least, their team is experienced, and the title of their project is KYC X 360. They are Masha Miladinovic, Aleksandra Milic, Heril Muratovic, Boris Stuponja, and Stefan Jankovic. Welcome on stage. Welcome. So many of you. Guys, you'll stay there? You're shy? Okay.
They will join us.
Okay, they will join you later. Okay, ready? 3, 2, 1, go.
Hello everyone, we are the KYC X 360 team, and it is our pleasure to present to you our solution today. So, although we know it's 2022, there are still a lot of banks' clients coming in person to banks' representative offices. There are long queues and waiting lines. There is a lot of paperwork, and the clients have to come back and forth in order to fulfill what they came for. Ultimately, this can be very frustrating for them, leading to maybe even dropping out on their purchase decisions. We know that this causes high operational costs for banks and loss in profit. What we also know is that banks are working on this, they are getting digital, but we think something is missing. There are many systems that banks use, and they cover different touch points. But there is no intercommunication, therefore there is no seamless experience for the end user. The KYC process, which is one of the key processes to allow a fully digital experience, is also implemented partially, and we're talking about Western Balkan region. Ultimately, it is challenging for a bank to go fully digital. So what we offer is KYCX 360, a solution that enables a full digital experience. It allows for you to execute the KYC process through the entire customer lifecycle. These are the functionalities of our system. We employ video and photo identification, AI-based identity check, and we also integrate with various vendors to provide e-signature and digital ID check. So how would our solution look in practice? What we propose, as we said, is end-to-end solution, which covers all digital touchpoints with the client, which would mean that CX360, our solution, is integrated together with a banking CRM, an omni-channel contact center software, and also a document management system. So in this slide, you can see that this is an example of how a client would get onboarded, and it explains that there is no need to go to the branch. The client simply fills out the form on the website or a mobile application, and the systems take care of the rest, allowing for a KYC process to be implemented in the meantime. There are various identification and verification methods, of course, depending on bank's need, and the only thing that in the end happens for the client is that he or she gets an automated message from the bank saying that the onboarding process is successful. Also, we should mention that there is minimal engagement of bank's employees. As for our business model, in here you can see there are several options. We can deploy our KYCX solution as a standalone solution, integrating with existing banks' systems, but there are also options to implement a fully end-to-end software solution, which would encompass the showed solutions in here.
Now I will say a few key advantages of our KYC solution, such as that our solution enables completely fully digital, seamless customer experience that is fully that is provided for with a minimal banking involved employees. Advantages is that our solution can easily integrate with other banking systems, and all of that is because we have a lot of experience and expertise in this domain. So this would be our roadmap, or actually our future plans for our KYC solution. So we are planning integration for different vendors of verification software, and also we are planning to integrate our 3 existing banking software solution through our KYC process. So this would be our team that stands behind this project, and all together we have a lot of experience in the fintech industry. Also, as you can see, this is our portfolio, and we have already 10 banks as our clients that have our CRM solution in the West Balkan region. So at the end, I would just say that our solution is fully...
I was all the time expecting the moment where the guys will jump on the stage. Okay.
Here we are.
Okay, we have 5 minutes. 5 minutes for the jury. Three, two, one. Now.
You mentioned you already have 10 banks. Are these projects with the banks live and operational, or just contracted and in the plans in the future? So is the business running now? Do you make cash flow?
I hope I understood you well. So you're asking if the project is running in the banks we currently have? Yes. So as I said, we propose a complete end-to-end solution, but the solution is also modular, right? So that's our business model. So in different banks, we have either a full set of these solutions deployed or some of them. So some have banking CRM, some of them have the KYC module, like with different verification methods, and some have like the full set of products for like digitalizing all the processes.
Is there any new features in this project that you presented? Is there any new features, or all features are already in the production? Or is there any future plan?
No, some features are available, like for example a contact center, CRM and something like that, and they're integrated but not fully. So there's a lot of additional features that we need, like AI recognition and verification of the user, dynamic forms and signing of the document. So to fully process the whole solution, we need another steps to do, but individually, all projects work in the separate domains, but they need to be more integrated for KYC process.
I have one more.
Sorry, can I just add? So yes, I would agree with what Boris said. Just to add that we are already, for example, integrated with e-trust for e-signing of the document. We are working now with a provider for AI-based identity check, and those are the next steps and additional features that we are currently developing, and what we actually came here for, to basically compete for the fund to further investigate in these areas and to invest time actually in these areas.
One more question. There's a lot of integrations. Can you tell me something about technical sustainability of your solution, because of many third-party solutions are integrated?
Most of our solution is in-house developed, so we don't use many third-party solutions. For AI verification, we plan to partner up with Veritas, which is the company that specializes in AI verification, and their solution is used in banks, Deutsche Telekom, for example, BBVA, which is the bank financial institution from Spain, and airports are similar. So most of our solution is open source and in-house, but we have some third-party integrations mostly for AI.
Hi, I just want to ask you from the perspective of technical completeness, how you will grade your application with percent, what you succeed to build up. Because in the previous presentations we saw the mocks, and I've said more of that, which indicatively showed that there is some engine which working already behind. So can you please describe shortly what's working in your application, in your platform right now?
Okay, so in our application we have a contact center that has a light version of KYC process, which means that agent in the contact center needs to go to personally check the documentation and the person who is contacting them. And in the Podgorica solution we have signing of the document, and the ECRM is fully developed solution for the banks, so they can follow their customer. But the whole process needs additional steps to integrate between the solutions, so that full process of onboarding or credit check or something like that, process in the banks need to be seamless.
One question from my side. So you said banks are primary user of the application. Do you see any other industry?
Definitely, banks are primary users, but can we answer?
Thank you.
What we've seen and heard from these young and even some of them less young people, presenting here. Makes me really proud to be here and to present. It's a huge effort, and it's a lot of knowledge and skills, and it's something completely new, groundbreaking for this region and for Montenegro. So please, a huge applause to all the teams. And also, although it looked very flawless and perfect and polished, I'm sure that in the next 1 hour, the jury will find all the flaws and will be able to shame you at their return. Now it's something, yes, 5:05. We will be back at 6 o'clock. Please don't get drunk, because we have the ceremony, the final ceremony, and then we will have the cocktail party that where you might enjoy alcoholic drinks. Okay, see you at 6 o'clock.
Crne Gore i razvoj finteka postavila visoko na agendi svojih prioriteta.
Ja sam Marko, jedan od mentora ekipe Interact. Okupili smo se jutros, nastavljamo sa radom, mentori na spavani, takmičari I nije se baš toliko, ali ideje dobro napreduju i računamo da ćemo uspjeti sve da pripremimo za sutra.
Tim Loanit je izuzetan, mladi su ljudi u pitanju, jako su vrijedni i puni su, da kažem, produktivnih ideja. Očekujemo u najskorije vrijeme vježbu, prezentaciju, da bi na neki način sugerisali kao mentori lideru na koji način da prezentuje sutra ovu izuzetnu ideju pred žirijem.
Ja sam Ivan Bošković, razvijamo, obučavamo ideju, vrlo su posvećeni, vrlo su motivisani, otvorili su rad sa izjavom mi smo došli da pobjedimo i to se sviđalo svim nama mentorima, ali sad i mi imamo odgovornost da ih poguramo ka toj pobjedi, da ih ne iznevjerimo.
Moje ime je Eva Ivanović, direktorica marketinga Hipotekarne banke. Danas smo ovdje sa fenomenalnim timom Monte Bank. Moje kolegi, mentori i ja smo sa njima i naredna 24 časa u nadi da ćemo u toj ideji uspjeti.
Tim budućnost.
Ste zadovoljni prezentovanim rješenjima i radovima tima?
Ja prije svega moram da kažem da sam iznenađen prvo brojem prijava. Iskreno, kao neko ko je između ostalog bio u jednom dijelu organizacije, nismo uopšte očekivali ovoliki broj prijava, a onda sad, kako sam već učestvovao u žiriju, moram priznati da sam vrlo pozitivno iznenađen. Prije svega iznenađen zato što je veliki broj prijava došao od strane studenata i srednjoškolaca. Sad mi je još draže što je prva nagrada pošla, ajde da kažem, najmlađima. I mislim da će ovo za njih biti jedan sjajan podsticaj gdje ćemo možda sutra u perspektivi vidjeti tu firmu kao jedan uspješni startup u Crnoj Gori.
Kao glavni organizator i pokrovitelj prvog fintech Cbcg Hackathona mogu da kažem da sam izuzetno zadovoljna. Prije svega sam zadovoljna sa brojem prijava gdje smo vidjeli da veliki broj prijava dolazi od mladih, srednjoškolaca i studenata, što najbolje govori o našem budućem potencijalu u razvoju fintecha. Također sam na kraju vrlo zadovoljna sa samim rezultatima gdje možda pomalo neočekivano najbolju, odnosno najinovativniju ideju su imali upravo srednjoškolci, što u prevodu znači da kvalitetna ideja iz oblasti fintecha uopšte ne mora da dolazi od ICT developera ili iskusnih bankara i možemo samo da zamislimo koliki je potencijal, to jeste koliko se sličnih ideja nalazi u glavama mladih širom Crne Gore. Generalno, cilj Centralne banke je bio upravo da podstakne na razmišljanje o fintechu. Mislim da smo zaista ispunili svoju misiju. Veliki broj prijava o tome najbolje govori i jedva čekam da se vidimo ponovo naredne godine.
Šta smatrate da je bila ključna karika za pobjedu vaše?
definitivno energije koju je ovaj mladi tim donio sa sobom još od prvog dana i inovativnost koju su pokazali i koju sama ideja nosi. Oni su se zaista fokusirali na rješavanje problema u društvu, prepoznali su nešto prvo među svojim vršnjacima, što bi bilo od pomoći da realizuju, a potom su svoju ideju i njenu primjenjivost proširili i na ostale društvene grupe.
Da li ste očekivali plasman najbolje ili kako je ovo iskustvo za vas?
Jesmo i mislim da je ovo jedno novo iskustvo za nas, veoma dobro i neka odskočna daska za nas sve i mislim da svi kod tim su kontribuirali da osvojimo to prvo mjesto.
Mislim da je uspjeh svakog hakatona zapravo razvoj nekih novih ideja i prije svega to što mladi ljudi dolaze i stupaju na scenu, makar se meni tako čini. S obzirom da hakaton u nekoj najvećoj mjeri, a i ovaj hakaton je to pokazao, zapravo involvira mlade ljude, one koji imaju ili bi trebalo da imaju najinovativnije ideje i da nekako idu u budućnost onoga što se zove IT, naravno u ovom slučaju Fintech. A ono što je meni nekako bilo najinspirativnije sa ovog hakatona je činjenica da su sve ideje bile zaista izuzetne i da bih kao neko koji je predstavnik javnog sektora zapravo voljela da hakatoni budu mnogo češći u Crnoj Gori. Sa druge strane, znamo da bankarski sektor, kao recimo i telekomunikacioni sektor, nekako donosi možda najveća i najbolja IT rješenja, ali ono što bih ja voljela da vidim da u nekom narednom periodu bude i hakatona koji će negdje da propagiraju ideje iz nekih drugih privrednih grana i da na taj način vidimo da ono što može da postakne ekonomski razvoj Crne Gore nekako dolazi sa svih strana. Hakatoni su definitivno jedan od načina da se to desi, jer apsolutno propagiraju nove ideje, mlade ljude, IT prije svega, tako da mislim da je to ono što je nekako najbolje što je izašlo sa ovog hakatona.
2,000 euros, and the first prize, 12,000 euros. The second prize is funded by the MasterCard, right? While the first prize is funded by the Central Bank of Montenegro. So we are waiting, we are still waiting, and believe me, I don't know who's the winner and who are the winners. So we are still here. Put your phone away, thanks. Put it in your pocket. We are here, but in the meantime, obviously, I think that all of you share with me the impression that we had a wonderful time and that we enjoyed very much the presentations. And I must add that I'm also impressed by the quality of these presentations and the advanced level of technologies that are involved in your solutions. This is something that gives very much, that makes us hopeful for the future of fintech, or for future of fintech in this region and future of fintech in Montenegro. This event is among, it's not a quite common thing in this region to have fintech events, so this is one of the rare such events, and I am sure that it will give its important contribution for the development of the fintech in the region. This is a privilege in this case to participate, to be the mentor, to be in the jury and to be among contestants, and I must admit it's a privilege also to be the moderator of this event. While we are waiting here, how do you feel? What do you think? Who's the winner here? I thought of making a small business idea. Let's make a betting service for the winners, okay? Why not? Who do you think might be the winner of this contest? Before I read it, what do you think? Central Bank is the winner. The Montenegro is the winner. The fintech in this region is the winner. Second prize, ladies and gentlemen. First letter K. Second letter Y. Third letter C. But the fourth letter is X. KYC X360. Please come on stage. And on behalf of MasterCard, Olga Dedovic is going to... Thank you. It's 3,000. Oh, I said 2,000. It's 3K, baby. Okay. Thank you very much. Is there any declaration on behalf of the second ranked team? Are you happy? Say we are happy. Make a happy face. Thank you very much. Okay, now the first ranked. That's the moment you were waiting for, all of you. I can't say the first letter because you might know, might not know, but it's this powerful god from very far away, from ancient times that helped them. Ladies and gentlemen, first ranked idea is Marduk. On behalf of Central Bank, Ms. Kalezic. Come on stage, guys. Mind the step. Okay. Smile for the picture. Cheese. Okay, these guys presented the most interesting idea on the second hackathon, Cbcg KYC Hackathon. Keep smiling while I talk. Thank you very much. And are the winners, the Marduk team. Ako ćete mene, možete slobodno. Okay. Excellent, excellent. All others, I'm sure, I know from the jury, and we are all aware that went slightly below this threshold. So it was not an easy task to decide in this competition. Thank you, thanks to everybody. First of all, thanks to our jury, our scary jury. Thanks to the mentors, and thanks to the participants, and thanks to Baby Yoda looking from the corner and giving us all the force that we need. We are expecting you at 6:30 at the cocktail party. Have a good luck, and thank you very much. One thing more. Okay, sorry, I didn't know. Okay. Zorica Kalezic from Central Bank. Please, come on stage. Oh, sorry, I didn't know this part of it.
On behalf of the Central Bank, I would like to thank to Hackathon participants which skill, talent and motivation inspired us all today. Just to go along with the team of superheroes, today, Avengers indeed assembled. The best of the best, the most talented, the strong-minded, the creators and disruptors. I always say, comfort zone, what a beautiful place, but nothing ever grows there. Indeed, today all of us could spend a day hiking, reading, sleeping, fishing. Instead, you're all here crunching the challenging KYC onboarding, which should provide clients with enjoyable experience and security of their data. As Mr. Radovan Cerovic said, Montenegro won today. We are all winners today. Those who are not in the top two, but only today not in the top two, prove us wrong, prove the jury wrong, and candidate your idea to one of the programs of the Innovation Fund, EBRD, EU grants, accelerators. You will have all our support. We were proud to be your jurors today. At the end, let me thank to those without whom this hackathon would not be as outstanding as it is. First, to my Central Bank colleagues, then to our partners, ICT Cortex, and Association of Banks, our mentors who closely worked with the teams. So now, Avengers, assemble to the cocktail and see you next year.